So welcome back to PowerShell Titans, and then today we are gonna see about errors and then error handling, and then how exactly we can do it with the script and the console, and what are all the methods to do it, and what are the effective way to display the message and then capture it, and then putting it in our own style or our own messages, all those things. So as I said, this is gonna be important as well as you will be actually using it in a lot of cases scenarios. So first, let's say, what is an error, right? So we are trying to achieve something. Okay, it can be IT administration stuff or server administration, and if we are expecting and then trying to we anticipate something to happen, but something else happen. Let's say we are trying to delete a particular user, but that particular user name is not there because let's say we are trying to find a user, and then we are trying to let's say we are trying to delete that particular user, and then that particular user is already deleted. Okay, and then we are whatever we are actually seeing is not the updated data. So domain controller, it is already deleted in another domain controller, so it means it's going to try to delete again, and it is going to give us an error, right? Similarly, all the errors will be in as we know. Let's say if you open the event viewer, we'll be seeing all the errors and logs, and everything will be captured about application will be captured here, and then system, all those things. This is how we will be seeing and then troubleshooting errors, right? So now, as an IT administration in IT administrator, as well as system architects, all those things, we know how important is the this event log, and then even the setup log or log files that we use to troubleshoot any kind of files, right? So they are the actual trace for us to go ahead and then get into deep, and then try to exactly find out what is exactly going wrong and where it is exactly going wrong, and then it is a kind of give a torches towards the solution. So that is exactly the same thing, but in spite of here, in the Windows or in the server administration, everything will be logged either in an event viewer or in a log file or some other reports. But when it comes to PowerShell, it will be all stored again in the back end. Okay, using some kind of variables, and then we will be seeing how to actually to access it. So in other words, it's not going to be a graphical user interface because of security reasons, all those things. So it will be little bit without knowing what all how to actually capture the error and how to actually get to the exact error, all those things, it will be little bit tough for us to actually troubleshoot when we start writing the complex codes in future, right? If we will be trying to add the error, and then error handling, and then we want to know where exactly the script is missing. Let's say you are writing a huge script, okay, and there is a lot of possibilities. Let's say there might be a spelling mistake or a particular resource or file, or let's say user account or a computer account, or something is missing, or misspelled, or whatever the operation you are trying to do, you might not have a permission, or it might not be available in your computer. All those lot of things might be happening, right? So we wanted to actually uh, wanted to have a system where we will be able to capture what exactly the error is happening, so that first of all we know what exactly goes wrong, and then based on that error we can actually go ahead and improvise the script, right? So that is what first of all the error is all about. So error is something will be helping us to actually know exactly what went wrong, so that we can troubleshoot it. So and it'll be like it can be related to script, or it can be related to actual IT itself, IT infrastructure itself, or anything, any other resources or anything. Okay, so that is what the error. And then let us jump in, and let's say we have already seen something called variable, and when we are seeing variable, we have seen something called automatic variable. Automatic variable is something already predefined by PowerShell and we will be using, right? So, and in that example, actually, we were seeing something called error, right? Now, I hit enter, and I'm getting whatever the previous errors will be displayed whenever I'm using dollar error. So that's the first thing we know, that dollar error is where all the console related errors will be stored, and it's an automatic variable. And as you know, if the session is closed and reopened, uh, it will be actually gone, right? Currently it starts with let's say one error. Okay, I'm going to count it. Okay, so we are going to play a little bit with the error dot count. It says two errors, which is this is the one and another one. Okay, and we know error. What is errors type? Let us see. Get hyphen member. Okay, and this is called error record. Okay, so and you see this error is actually an array. Okay, so array, why it is array? Because you see it's actually holding all the information related. I mean, it is a kind of array. As we know, it will be just gathering of all the information put together, right? So it is going to put together all the errors into one particular variable. So error is by default an array. Okay, and how do we access array? The first object will be 0, right? So if we wanted to know the latest, only the latest error, we will be actually putting 0, which is the latest error. Okay, now if I put 1, it will be the second error, and you see it's starting with some LDF, and then this is starting with CDA. And if I put 2, it's not there, and it is not displaying. Okay, and let us try to make some error. Let's get hyphen child item, right? And then I'm removing the M and then hit enter. Now I'm gonna type error, and you see the latest error is the get child item related, and this is the one latest one. And then error again, how we are able to explore the object. Error is on also an object, and let's go ahead and try to see what all the things we have. Get hyphen member, and you could see there are a lot of things, but let's see few details. First thing is, the very important thing is exception. Okay, exception is actual technical name for an error. Okay, so error and exception are equally same. Exception is something will be having more details, okay, to get in depth about what errors, and then let's say how we increase the diagnostics log in let's say in event viewer, and then go to properties of any of these things. Okay. 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 Not this one. Okay. That is fine. So how we will be increasing the diagnostics log for some servers and all those things. So similarly, this exception is the one you can, consider very similar to diagnostics login. Means let's first try to, get few information. Let me try this is the latest error, and then I'm going to type get exception and hit enter, and it is again giving the same error, right? It is nothing, I mean, but if you see, it is actually giving me little bit clear error. I mean, here it start with the get child item, and then it is giving lot of information. Okay, but here I'm just getting the exact error message. Okay, so what is it, the here, from here it starts from here, right? The term, and then it's ending it again, and this is the exact error message, right? So the exception we are going to actually explore a little bit more because it has more members within that. So first thing, we are actually seeing the error, and then within that, exception is one of the important one. We'll see the other things, but first thing we'll see exception because that is the one we'll be very often using it. Okay, and exception, I'm again trying to get the member within the exception. Okay, and that is again an object. Okay, and it will have its own information. And one of the very important information is inner exception. Okay, so this is the one uh, very similar to our diagnostics log. Diagnostics log is, let's say, you know, um, let us say, take an example. Okay, you have an active directory, and then it'll be by default, it'll be only giving uh, in 1 to 10. Okay, 1 is the very least amount of information, 10 is the most detailed information. It will be usually set to 3 or 4. Okay, means whatever the error is happening, okay, the active directory will give only 30 to 40% of information, so that you can go on and troubleshoot. But sometimes in this this is again you will be seeing in the event viewer or in the log, all those things. Okay, I'm just giving an example. So now in 1 to 10 we are only using 3 to 4, that is 30 to 40%. Now I'm getting this 3 to 4 errors, but I'm not able to still understand what exactly inside within that happening. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be increasing the diagnostics log to 10, right? So that it will give the very detailed report, a detailed log. Okay, so in that case, this whatever this the 3 or 4 information, right, that will be separated, and then it will be giving each and every step will be logged, and then it will be, you'll be seeing more details. And this 10 is what very equal to this inner exception. So inner exception, most of the cases, let's say here you might be seeing empty. Okay, so in most of the cases you will not be seeing very inner exception, but inner exception is, as I said, exception is where you'll be diagnostics thing, and then inner exception is where you'll be seeing the actual cause, all those things. Okay, and, coming back to exception, get member, and we'll also be able to see the error record. Okay, let us try to get the error record. And if you see, I'm typing tab and it will not work actually. Okay, this is one of the place it will not work. We have to actually type it manually. Okay, this is the error record. This is the actual error, the original error we'll be getting it. Okay, and if you wanted to only get the actual message, okay, this is what the exact error when we type exception, right? This is what will be coming. That is actually the message is displaying. How we type get hyphen process or something, it's giving only the few details, right? Handles, even though it has a lot of information, it is giving the process name and all those few details, right? Similarly, when we type exception, even though it has all these details, usually it will be giving only the message. Okay, and other than that, let's again get um, let's say source. Okay, so this is also an important source. Is we will be seeing why it is important. Okay, source will be actually from, again, a source is very similar to this source, where it exactly coming from, right? From either security or what is the reason why, what is exactly stopping us to do something, right? So those are all the things will be here. And if you see it'll be in this format, like an object format. System, in the system it is management, in the management it is an automation. So it'll be like an object within an object within an object. And we will be actually using this information in upcoming session, I mean in this session itself, to, let's say, if this particular source is the reason for a particular error, do this particular thing. So how we do if and else if, all those things, right? If this is the source, go and do something else, and if this is the source, and go and do something else. So to take some decision what kind of error, where it is actually coming from, based on that we can actually redirect the error, and that is called, you know, error handling. We'll be coming to that. Just as of now, we are just exploring the exception, because exception is the heart of this error actually. So, and also the stack trace. You see here again, it will be seeing, you will be seeing lot of information. Okay, as of now, you will be seeing. I mean, you don't have to understand anything. Okay, just keep as if like if we go to the event, you'll be seeing some information, and if you go to details, you'll be seeing lot of event data, right? This will be, you'll be actually using when it comes to, you can see in two information. One is friendly view, another one is XML. And if you have done previously like in-depth troubleshooting, you will, even though you increase 10, you will be actually coming here, and then you'll be actually seeing more information. Let's say this particular event data. Okay, so mostly using this particular first six this digit number, right? This you will be taking this, and then from that you'll be actually trying to troubleshoot more. So this s- this one is right. Stack trace is very similar to, I'm giving everything relatively, because because this is all hard to actually remember. If I say just diagnostics is this, inner exception is this, source and this, I'm just trying to connect you with this. The event log is something I'm very sure you will definitely work, right? Almost at least easily in a day-to-day basis, to check at least the warnings and then success message, all those things. So the reason why I'm connecting this here and here is there is no difference between event viewer and error actually. How this event viewer is actually, event log is capturing all the errors. Okay, even it is actually start segregating setup or system. Based on that, actually the event will be going and then placed on that particular thing, right? Similarly, this error is kind of similar to event log, and then within that exception is that is the actual core of the error. Okay, and let's say it can be an application, those kind of thing. And increasing the diagnostics log is very similar to inner exception is the uh, increasing this one. And source is very similar to error source from event log. Okay, and stack trace is more detailed technical trace, again from the name itself, the trace to troubleshoot. Okay, and if all these names are all I mean, if these things getting you confused, don't worry. Okay, just try to connect this to this. Okay, that is the easiest way to start. Okay, and then that is usually with that are all the things we'll be using. And one more thing is actually once you start working, right, what all I'm the things I'm giving you, right, this all the basics to start. Once you start working, you'll be actually start using more and more of these things. One of the information, okay, this one, this is the error code actually. Okay, so how we have the event log, right, event in the event log how we have the event ID. Similarly, H result, you might have actually seen in a lot of Microsoft error, H result is so and so minus 5,000 or something, right? So this is very similar to event ID. Okay, so that is what the mostly we'll be using all these things. Okay, so error we know, and error is an array, and in the array exception, and when we do get member, we'll be getting inner exception, where is the source, and then HR result, all those things. Now let's come back to error itself. Error, and then pipette to get hyphen member. Now get category info. Okay. Okay, so it's saying I mean. These are all things will be helping more, like what kind of category, object not found. Okay, command not found. These are all the things will be giving more information. Okay, and fully qualified error ID is something we'll be very often using. Okay, so this is the one actually coming from here. Okay, the reason, okay, why actually it is actually failing, right? So this is something we'll be using. Okay, not to troubleshoot. Okay, to actual, yeah, troubleshoot, as well as to inform or print the reasons. Okay, you'll be actually using it hand to hand in a lot of things, but as of now, okay, just to take this will be giving you the exact reason why, or again, even though it says ID, it will not giving you a number. Okay, uh, let's say, you might be tempted to go ahead and check everything, but you don't need all those things. Okay, this, I mean, only these things are more than enough, and this is something, one of the thing that you will be using. Okay, so these are the things to get into more troubleshooting, and this is to get the reasons, those kind of things. So that is what the error is about, and error dot clear. Let's try this, and then now let's type error. Now this is the way to go ahead and clear. Okay, let's say you are going to run some kind of command, and you don't want it to be get confused, because error is gonna capture everything, right? So you want to you made some change in your, not in your script. Okay, in your actual console itself, you made some we are talking everything currently only about the console, not about the actual script. In the actual script, we will be using all these parameters, but in a different way. I will be coming to that later. Okay, just one thing will be changing. Instead of a dollar error, we will be just using dollar underscore dot. That is the one, because we know dollar underscore dot is the current object, right? So that is the only thing, and other than that, everything will be the same thing. And as I said, clear will be clearing everything. And the reason why you wanted to clear is you made some change and you don't want to get confused. You wanted to see only the errors happening just because of this particular command, those kind of thing. You will be clearing the error, and then you will be starting it from the basics. And that's it. And dollar error dot clear, and dot count, and how to call we have already seen, right? And that is error. And now let's see something called error action. Okay, what is error action? Okay, before that, let me try this one. Error action preference. This is again how dollar error is a built-in automatic, right? We said that this is an automatic variable, right? Similarly, one second, sorry. So dollar error action preference is how we have get hyphen execution policy, right? This get hyphen execution policy is for this computer and for this console. Okay, I mean most for any console, whatever we are opening, we are setting an execution policy, right? Similarly, error action preference is something. What if something happens when I'm doing some I'm typing some command or executing something, okay? What should happen? Okay, what error action should be happening? Okay, if some error is error is occurring in this particular console, what else the default action should be? And usually it will be in your machine also will be by default continue. And that's the error action. And error action preference is this is the again automatic variable that is only for this console to say what you want to do. Okay, let's say where you will be using is, let's say you will be in DBA or DB administrators, or you are in a very related to database or something, you are handling a very secure data or something like that, where you don't want, even though something happens, okay, let's say error preference, okay, what this will do is, even though something happens, an error happens, unless until it is not going to stop the entire operation, it will continue. Let's say you are running get, let us say get hyphen child item, okay, hyphen recurse, okay. What this will do, it will keep on continue, right? So in this example, let's say this particular, okay, one, I don't have an let's say for an example, I do not have access to this particular file, it will give an error, okay, in this, in the middle of the script, I mean while it is executing in the middle, it will actually give me an error saying I do not have access, or this is locked by some other process. And the error will be occurring, and it will also be showing in the red color, but it will not stop me to execute the rest of the things. It will still go ahead and continue. That is what we say continue, and that is the error action preference I want. Okay, in some scenario that is not something I want. Okay, as I said, usually in uh, database related things, right? Where it will be like this, either you wanted to do all, you wanted to update all the databases, or you don't want to update any of them, right? So that is how the database people will be working. Either they will be implementing making a change in all the database, or they will actually roll back, right? So that in those kind of things, if some error is actually happening and I don't want to actually go ahead and continue, I want to stop or continue or silently continue. As of now, let's try. Okay. So now let's try the error action preference. Now it changed to stop, meaning if something is happening, it, and if it is an error, and it will not go ahead and continue it. So that is the error action, and this is the error action preference in your console. Okay. um, let's say error action preference continue will be just continue. Silently continue will not give even any error. Okay, it will not even give a warning or anything, means the actual error will be suppressed. Let's say for an example, okay, you are actually going to give a demo to your client, and then in this particular thing you are going to get some error, okay, but that is something not actually related to the script or something. You don't have to worry, or even the client don't have to worry, okay. But if you are trying to execute it, and then if the client, maybe a technical person or non-technical person, if they see an error, right, they will be thinking something is wrong with the script, right? Again, we cannot explain them. By default they will get an assumption something is going wrong. So what this will do is, it will just skip the error. Okay, the error will continue, I mean the error will still happening, but it will be suppressed. You will not be seeing that. It will continue to run as if nothing happens. Okay, this is again, use it only when you know that you are doing it intentionally. Suspend will not either continue or stop. It will wait for you to do let's say we are trying to copy some files, okay, from one drive to another drive, okay, and it will be copying, keep on copying. At the end, middle, it will be just saying it's in use, some file is in another use or something, and it is actually not either stopping or continuing, right? It is actually suspending, right? It will be saying this is the error, what would you like to do, would you like to continue, or those kind of things, right? That is the suspend. It will actually wait for you to continue, okay. Let's say an error will happen and then error will be displayed, and it will neither continue or stop, it will wait. You can go and let's say that particular file is locked, you can make sure it is closed or not used by anything else, then come and hit enter so that it will continue. So those are all the things you will be using, and continue is more than enough, and for your general console, and we will see error action somewhere else as well, okay. Now that is the error action preference, right? Now let's go with the same error action, and it will be in a different place. Get hyphen okay, get hyphen process, okay, and computer name IT Big Bang, and then I hit enter. Fine, it's giving some remote computers thing, and then I'm making it as some mistake, okay. Now I hit enter. So it's giving me an error, okay. Now this will be almost in 99% of the commands, this error action, whatever we are going to discuss, will be there. Error action, okay, you can mention it only for a particular command, okay. In this I'm doing a transcript, so everything will be available, I'm not taking a note on that. So get hyphen process, I'm doing some mistake. Error action is, let's say, stop, and silently continue, okay. And since this is console, we are actually seeing, okay, and if it is you can try this, okay. If it is in the script, you will not be able to see that in the console. And continue is the another option, right? So those are all the things. And since we are just doing only one operation, okay, all these continue, silently continue, or stop, nothing will be making any difference because it's just one single operation. In what scenario we want to continue, it's, let's say we are doing a multiple operations, and we want to go to the next command basically, okay. But here we are just having one command, right? We'll be going to the script and then we will be doing it, and then so that is the error action. We have error variable, okay, let's say, just give me a minute. See, this is again about the approach, okay. This is something I never use, okay. I just want to show you what is that. And from the name variable, I tried a variable and it is working, okay. Now I I'm trying to print, okay, and I'm not able to get it. I can go and Google it, but again, what I'm trying to do is the approach. What I'm trying to do, okay. Uh, I'm trying just checking whether is that an optional one, okay. But now it says it is not an optional one. It says this error variable, you have to, it has to be a string. It says, and try again, okay. So it says missing an argument, so it means we have to give something. Now I'm giving an error, okay, and it says cannot override variable error because it is a read only constant. Okay, here we go. So this is what exactly I want you to the real learning what here is it's not about the error variable and then I'm just making it going I'm making it I remember it and I'm making it work. Actually I'm making a mistake, okay, and then I'm actually trying to figure out myself what exactly, and that is exactly what you will be getting into the actual the mastery once you achieve, right? I mean, once you that is where you can actually you figure out you are actually in a mastery status where you will be getting something, you will not worry what is that, okay, you will accept what is the problem, okay, and you will be start troubleshooting, okay, this is what happening, and the approach what I'll be doing to solve that, right? That is the thing very important. So I tried empty and then I made sure it is not the we need to definitely give a argument, and then I'm giving some error, and any guess why it is actually saying error cannot be read and read only constant? The reason is error, okay, is something as we know it is a predefined, right? Predefined means it is already taken by PowerShell. So I'm just adding one so that I know it will be just adding one and then hit enter. Now two and then I'm hitting enter and I'm getting. So basically what is this error variable is what are the error we are getting, right? We are assigning to a variable, that is all. So error 2 is what? This one. Okay. And this will be giving what is the exact error we are having. This is all fancy stuff. Okay. Really. Okay. All you need is that exception, all these things. Okay. We'll be coming to them. Okay. That is all about dollar error and dollar error and error action. And not only that, as I said, everything will be having error action, error variable. Okay. So not only this command, any command, okay, almost few commands are exceptional, but don't worry about it. They will still have, but they might not have error action. Okay, but 99% it will be there. Okay, let's say get hyphen ps session. Okay, let's say process service, right? Error action, error variable, all those things will be having means. So there are three levels we are, and first level is three levels to handle error. Okay, first level is console level, which is dollar error and all those things, and environment variable error action preference, and second thing is in a command level. Okay, command or commandlet level where we are actually using error action and then error variable, all those things. And the third level is where actually we'll be using it in the script itself. And the concepts are not going to change anything. Okay, there is no change in concepts, but we will see how exactly we need to put it in the script. Okay, let's open a notepad. Let's try just the same thing. Let's say get hyphen no command example, and I'm saving this, okay, in error1 dot ps1, okay, and save it. Let's clear it. We are not doing anything, we are just making an error, okay, just creating an error. In fact, error 1.ps1, very good, because we are getting an error. Now let us go and try error. So first thing is whatever we are getting right here, okay, it is available this in this error as well. Okay, I mean, whatever the error is happening in the script, okay, is also captured here. Okay, but the thing is, you cannot always depend on that. Okay, you need to take care of it. Okay, so that is called error handling. So what is error handling by default means? Error occurs and we capture it, means we read it. Okay, and then we do some custom action based on our requirement. Okay, so that is the whole point of error handling. Okay, let's say an example one. Okay, let in a real time. Okay, as I said, you have huge script. Okay, and there are a lot of possibilities. Let's say there are, let's say you are running an objective is to collect all inventory details of entire IT infrastructure and send an email in HTML format. Okay, and we will be seeing all these things examples in upcoming sessions. But let's say this is the objective. Okay, now what all the things will be happening is this is how usually I'll be starting. Okay, this is not a framework, but this is what the best practice is. Okay, there are few errors. Let's say how we have the warnings and then errors, all those things, right? Similarly, I will actually categorize myself in my thing. Okay, let's say level 1. Okay, starts with level 0. Okay, ignore error. This is just for my understanding. Okay, and then level 1 is priority 4, and let's just keep the name exactly to that. Level 3, priority 3, level 4 is priority 2, those kind of things. Okay, so and you can have this is the highest priority, and then let's say it- this is the lowest. Okay, and what I'll be doing is I know few things will can be ignored. Okay, I'll be actually documenting it in the first let's say I'm just gonna copy. Okay, this is the thing in the documentation itself. Actually, I'll be putting, okay, error handling information, and here everything will be actually starting with since we are not using Visual Studio Code or anything else, I'm doing it manual. Okay, as I said, do not go to Visual Studio or ISE until you get comfortable with all these things. Okay, initially it will be tough, but you know what I mean when once you actually get comfortable. Okay, let us say this is the 5. This is for my understanding, and not only for my understanding, for others as well. Okay, now here what all the errors I'm going to put, let's say it can be this is the highest priority, right? So what is the highest priority? I'm trying to collect all the inventory. Okay, what is the first thing I need? I need the access, and then firewall ports. Okay, and then let's say connectivity, those kind of things are highest things, because if these are not there, nothing gonna work, right? Because these are the first thing, and I need to handle these. Let's say access related means if I'm trying to execute and then I'm getting access related error in the first command itself, there is no need for me to wait for 1 or 2 hours to go everywhere and check everything and then just at the end and come and say you don't have access to anything, right? So I don't have to wait for that. So this is the highest priority, means I know, I mean, this is again all related to this objective. Okay, it is related to this and related to you, and this will be actually completely based on you. Okay, again, I'm not saying anything, this is not technical or anything, this is going to make your life easier when you will be doing the complex complex and large scripts. Okay, so similarly, actually, I'll be putting, and what all the other things I can ignore, let's say single computer not reachable, okay, or connectivity issue will be coming. How do I know this is a single connectivity issue? How do I know access? Okay, the answer is this is the one. Okay, the source and inner exception. Okay, sometimes this one. By using these things, okay, comparing these source, I'll be actually knowing whether it is coming from a particular computer or is that related to access. So those kind of things actually will be getting from here. Okay, so that this is what I let's say this is the my log about, or my understanding how I want to handle the error. Okay, handling the error means if priority 5 is going to happen, okay, we'll be capturing it, but trying to just try to understand what is I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm putting myself some priority. If this is the case, don't have to worry, just go ahead and execute. But this is the case, stop right immediately, and I want to handle it. So what is the handle? Stop immediately and troubleshoot or fix, right? This is the error action. I will say error action. This is again for my understanding, or let's say if I'm giving handovering you to you, then it will be for your understanding as well. Okay, so error action is ignore and just add to log file and continue. So I'll be also doing the same thing here as well, but here I'll not be continuing. I'll be stopping it and then coming out and then actually start doing the troubleshooting. So this is what I'll be usually doing in if I'm starting any big project. I'll not even worry about starting typing the first command. I'll just put all these things like a template, as you already have all those. You'll be having the access to those, and you will be having, again, it's not about resource, it's about the concept. Okay, so you can create your own protocol, but this is what I'll be using. Okay, now coming back to error handling. Okay, now in this objective, I know what is the level and I know what how to handle it. If this is the error, what I need to do, I know. So this is what the error handling is all about. We are capturing an error in spite of PowerShell, okay, stops or continues, okay, or suspend or anything. In spite of giving the control to PowerShell, we take the control, we take the accountability, okay, so that we will be able to, what are the things we will be able to do? One, we can read and write a custom error message. Okay, so let's say some error code will be just a minus some numbers, right? So this is something, let's say you're going to give it to some management. Okay, you know this error code, okay, but your management, okay, let's say you are developing a tool for the end users, and then the end users are level 1 or the management team or anyone. Okay, so if you just give this error, okay, what are the error happening? If you read it and then just give this error, that is not gonna help them, right? If they call you and then this is what the error, and you have to understand and then you have to go through. In spite of that, if I translate it and then print the custom error, okay, to them, Okay, you are actually capturing the error, and the custom error is you don't have the right credential or something like that. Okay, so that they will understand I ran this script and then this is what the error happening and what should I do. Okay, this is again either for, it will also be helpful for you when you are actually doing lot of things. In spite of you see lot of numbers, you know what is exactly happening. This will also be useful. And second thing is read the error. Okay, and you will be actually this we are talking about the handling types. Okay, what is the meaning of handling? We can write and then do some custom action. Okay, based on error code or error source, etc. Okay, and we can also read the error and log to a log file. Okay, believe me, I mean, in my experience, right, if I work with a lot of clients. Okay, and we'll be giving a lot of information, lot of development tools, and when I say this one, okay, I'll be giving you a tool. Okay, and it will be working like a charm, and everything whatever happening in the tool will be actually logged. Even error warning access, everything will be logged into a log file. If I say, people will be very excited. Okay, because they wanted to know what exactly happening in their machine, in their environment, all those things. And so this is something very powerful. When you actually will be seeing how to create a log file and how to make it more useful for you as well as for your organization or your customer, your clients, all those people. Okay, so this is what we will also be doing with the handling errors. Okay, and sometimes we'll read the error and just ignore and go ahead with further steps. So these are all the types, and there is no limitation, only we have to do anything. It's just like uh, I'll give you a hint. It's just like if something happens, XYZ happens, then we not then okay. We know the do something and else do something else, and we also know there is a else if, right? That is also possible. Okay, we are not going to use if, else if, all those things here. Okay, in spite of that, we are going to use something else called try catch finally. People that we get scared when they see this. I mean, whenever we introduce, right, error, and then when we talk about try catch finally, for some reason uh, people will be get scared or nervous, because this is something usually seen as a very alienating topic and then a confusing topic. I'm just gonna make it as easy as possible. Okay, if you understand, if you are you we have already covered, right, if else if do, and if you understand this, you already know this. Okay, so that's the hint, and then we will be seeing how to use the try catch finally in in another 5-10 minutes. So we were quick recap. So we are seeing error action preference, and then we were seeing you know exception and then inner exceptions, and we were comparing error with the event log, and then we are actually relating to things, all those what is what, and then we also know how to count, how to clear, so that we can use it for our practical usage. And then we also know how to actually what are the three levels of error. One is console, another one is in the command level, and then actually in the script level. In the script level, what all the ways we can handle, we have seen few things like we can give our own error message, and then we can give an action, custom action custom error message, custom action, custom log file, and either we can also ignore it and then we can go for it. Now I said we are going to try the if try, I mean if else and then if else, right? So similarly we are going to see try catch finally. Okay, so what is try catch finally is just this. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this here and then gonna, let's put it here. Okay, it's basically it's this is what will be happening. Okay, compare this if else. Okay, so try is very similar to if. Okay, and then catch is else if, and else is finally. Okay, now if you know this, you have already tried this already, you might have already understand, but we will go through so that you will understand. Okay, what the try will be doing is, this is where we expect. Okay, this is again, try catch is something, a block of script. Okay, let's say block of script. Okay, where we expect some error and wanted to handle. Okay, and we can either expect, or let's say it can be like a precaution. I mean, in spite of we know there is some kind of error, in spite of that, by default you can use a try. Okay, for the entire, you can write your entire script here. Okay, let's say your entire script comes in this block. Okay, if you want, you can try everything here. And so from the word itself, try is something like this is gonna be the complete block of script, and then it will go out and execute, and some error happens, right? It will go ahead and capture that. So we use the word capture, right? So that error will be captured to something called dollar underscore dot exception. Okay, we know what is exception. Okay, it is nothing but the error, and then if we try error as a get member and object, we will be seeing the exception. Okay, I said there will be only one difference between the console, right? This is the only one. So everything will be in the dollar underscore dot. So what we will be doing, the current error, we will be taking it and then we will be actually handling it. Okay, now this error, actually we will be actually handling this portion. This catch is where we will be actually read basically CORD response based on the error. Okay, like you can read the error and then print the error and do something or delete something, anything. Okay, so basically the CURD based on the error will be done here. So this is what we call it as error handling, error handling block or script block. Okay, and remember I said it's very similar to else if, means we can have one catch and we can have multiple catches as well. Okay, else if we can have any number, right? Similarly catch, we can have any number. We'll be seeing how we can do it. And finally else is something, you remember, like we'll be trying this. Okay, and then if something, if this is true, this will execute, if this is true, this will execute, and finally else will execute only if all these fail, right? Similarly, very similar concept, but finally it is usually, okay, used for few things. Okay, one is let's say in a database, or you are doing some operation or anything. Cleanup is something you have done something and you wanted to undo something, right? Cleanup is done something, or you wanted to undo something, or then you wanted to, let's say you are creating some temporary files, all those things you'll be deleting those, and you want to write a log file. Okay, and then you want to capture the time when it
exactly happened, and you want to either print or then capture that as well in that. And some script, okay, some block, some rest of the block of script, irrespective of unconditionally, it will be go ahead and then execute. Okay, and that is the finally. Okay, so in this, how this if is I mean, now that is else if is just wanted to connect so that you can easily understand. Now let's forget the if else. Now let's again quick thing. Try is where the error we are expecting. Catch is where we are catching it, and then capturing it or catching, both are same, and then we are actually handling it. And finally we'll execute whether the error execute, I mean, error happened or not happened, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it will definitely execute. Okay, so usually it will be, as I said, in real time it will be clean up on all those things. Okay, let's, and this finally is an optional one. Okay, but these two are just like a couple. Okay, if you are using try, you have to use catch. Okay, so these two are uh, definitely should be there. If you use try and if you don't use catch, you'll get an error. And if you don't use finally, that is fine, it is something optional. Okay, let's try some errors. Try, let's say get hyphen this won't work. Okay, and you're not doing anything, and then catch dollar underscore dot. Okay, and I'm gonna save this as try1.ps1, and then we are gonna execute it. This has no difference. If I just take this try and catch and everything, if I just execute it, this is what you will be actually getting, right? Okay. mm, Sorry, my bad, I made a, okay, so this is the error we are, as I said, this exception, all those things, as I said, we will be seeing detail, as I said, right, in the script. So this is the exception. If you wanted more detail, we are going to capture from the previous. Here we're going to do one by one. Exception, and then exception dot inner exception, and source stack trace. So should you need all those things? It really depends on you. Okay, but as of now, first we will display what all things. Here in console we used dollar underscore, I mean dollar error, and then the first object zero. Since it's array, here it will be all dollar underscore dot dollar underscore dot. Okay, that is the current one. Okay, and save it. Try one. Okay, first thing is, so far we were seeing dollar underscore dot only, right? So, and previously you remember we got an error, right? Let's say I'm just going to put dollar underscore dot, and this is the error we got since we are capturing it. Okay, that's fine. That's basically dollar. underscore, if you just type this will actually print the entire object. Okay, so this is the entire object. And if we put dot and then it will be current object, whatever the, now since you know the object and how the object within object and within object will be going, you know, you can easily understand this is an exception within the exception, inner exception, all those things. And let us try executing again. Try one and hit enter. Since I, okay, this is the HR result. Let us try right hyphen host. Right hyphen host. mm, Exception inner exception source trace h result. That is actually error. I This is message or reason. Okay, and now let us clear the screen and then try. This is the full error. Okay, and this is the exception. Again, it will just give you the error only. Okay, and then we are seeing the inner exception. Okay, as I said, inner exception will be most of the time will be a blank, and in some cases you will be actually seeing the more detailed information. Okay, so that is to diagnostics logging, as I said, and source is where it is actually coming from. Okay, and reason is, that is what we are going to use it. Okay, the reason and HR result is very similar to your error code, and trace is actually this one. Okay, we can also get more detail, but as of now this is more than enough for a generic you know normal level of handling errors. Okay, so first thing, we printed everything. That is what we wanted to know, because there is no difference between dot dollar underscore dot or dollar error. Okay, so because they both are the same data type, which is a error. Okay, error type. Now that is fine. Now we are going to save as, since we printed, we don't need all these things. All we're going to do is write hyphen host, something went wrong, and save this and try to. Now first thing you have to, you need to notice is, I'm not giving any error action or anything in the command level or anything. Okay, and this is, some error is happening. First thing, we are actually, since we are using the catch, whatever the error is happening, it is actually not giving to me in the console. It is captured and it's allowing me to do anything. I'm actually giving some kind of custom error, right? As I said, that's the one of the thing we wanted to do. The first thing, custom error message, right? So that is the first thing. And we can do same thing. Okay, we can give a custom error message and do something else. Let's say if this is the case, okay, this error happens. Let's say get hyphen, I'm changing this as 3.ps1. Okay, because this will go keep on changing child item, and let's see, get hyphen child item, and xyz.txt. Okay, get. Um, we are trying to get something which is not there. Okay, and we are gonna say something went wrong. Okay, we are not getting very specific as of now. Let it be. We are gonna change it to little bit accurate information. Now this is done and this is also done. I'm gonna try something. Get hyphen. Let's say I'm trying to do something, but it's not working. I just want to check whether it is there or not. Okay, try 3. Okay. Now what is happening? Something went wrong. Okay, and first thing to notice. Okay, if I don't do anything in the catch, if I just print something and then if I do not break, okay, you remember the break, right? A break, usually in continue we'll be using break so that it will actually break. Okay, now I added this break and then try. You see, it printed and then it is actually stopping the script. Okay, let us try something here. End of script. You see, this break will exit the script. Okay, and we don't, I mean, usually, okay, it depends on my decision. You remember this one, right? Let's say, okay, I just saved somewhere else. Not, sorry. Okay. You remember this one, right? We were actually documenting level one means this and do something and highest priority, lowest priority. I don't know where I saved it. I mistakenly saved somewhere else. I'm sorry about that. I'll just figure it out where it is. And now exactly this is what will be helping me here to take the decision whether I need to break means this, it's a highest priority and I want to stop. I don't want anything else to execute. If it is something lowest priority, in that case, I don't want to use break or I want that to be continue. So this all based on what level of error I'm actually seeing. Okay, currently we are seeing only one error. Okay, now we'll be adding more errors. Now this is what the thing. Okay, so first takeaway. Okay, we have to use the try and then should be followed by catch, and then whatever the catch, it will suppress the error. Okay, it will suppress the entire error and let you handle it. Okay, so you will be able to write hyphen host something went wrong or whatever the custom message. Based on that, then you can do something. Okay, this break or continue or sorry, executing any other command, it completely depends on my decision. Okay, and if I use break, okay, all these things will be skipped, and this is what we will be usually using with catch, because most of the time in a real environment, if something error is happening, we don't want, most of the time we don't want to continue executing. We will be printing what is the cause, and then we will be also printing maybe, let's say, dollar underscore dot hr result, h result, right? Yeah, so let us say this one. Am I executing the right one? Dollar underscore something. Awesome. mm, Exception. Okay, And so that is all I need. Just the error code, and then this is the one, and then I don't want to continue. So most of the time. So this is one case, and let us save as fourth one dot ps1 and save it. And I was saying, right, first takeaway, second takeaway, that the other one was if we use break, nothing will be executing. Now, let's say this is what actually I wanted to log something. Okay, let's say whether it is working or not working. Finally, okay, is where actually doing any kind of cleanup or pending works. Okay, so here I can be doing anything or get hyphen date, and then I can out hyphen file, let's say try log.txt hyphen append. Whenever you are creating a log, this is what the format will be, whatever you are getting. Okay, you can get it, it can be anything. Here I'm gonna get two things. One is dollar underscore dot exception, and then I'm going to pipe it to try.log hyphen append. That's the key. If you just remove the append, it will just keep overwriting. Okay, exception dot h result. Now let us try 4. Great. Mm, okay, fine. I'll do that later. Try 4. Okay, so something went wrong. It is printing this. Okay, and here I'm able to write something. Okay, even though I put break. Okay, finally it still go ahead will execute irrespective of whether it happened or not happened. Okay, so this is kind of a lifesaver. Okay, I mean, for at least in a pending work or rolling up back, if you are doing some operation, either it has to be done or not done. In that case, if it is either executing or not executing, this will save you actually to complete the pending works. So that is what happens. Let's see, uh, try log. Okay, and we have this okay, we have this date is there, and then we don't have this one. Let us first check whether it is there or not. Okay, okay, here I'm gonna put it the log here. Okay, I'm putting all these exception related log here. Okay, let us see whether it's working here. Okay, now try log. Now we could see. Okay, so why we are not able to see and why we are able to see here is catch will be handling it, and then it will actually clearing it. Okay, means when we are exiting here, okay, this except I mean dollar underscore dot will be clear. What is that actually? You remember error, right? This is what all the errors, and if I type error dot clear, oh, now dollar error, it will be gone. So similarly, catch will be handling everything, and then I'll say why it is actually clearing that particular error. Okay, I said you remember I said it will be very similar to else if, right? Remember that we are going to add more catch here, but that is what happens. So in to easily remember, one catch will handle one error, and when it handles, it will actually destroys it. Okay, because it thinks, I mean, we are done with that. Okay, if some other error is going to happen, some other catch will be actually handling it. Okay, now how we are going to do it, we will be seeing it. Okay, now what are the things we added? We are we added the log. Okay, and in the log we are actually appending what is the error and then what is the time, all those things. Let us say here some date. It is a start date. Okay, let's put script started at, and then I'm just copying this and then pasting it here. Ended at. Why I'm doing this? Because I'm running nearly for 3 or 4 times now, and if now I open try log, it is continuously it's there. I'm not sure whether what is the recent one, whether it started, or I mean I'm not able to read it properly, right? So what I'm gonna do, what I added will be actually helping you now. Now open it. Now you see script started at. Okay, we can see this is the last entire piece. Okay, it started, and then we can also do lot of let's say we can make both of them in one line. Okay, so that you can see them all in one line, all those things. But that is, about the string manipulation and file manipulation. As of now, let's focus only on a try and catch finally. So this is what I'm talking about. We can capture to the log, right? As I said here. So we can write a custom message and uh, you know ig- uh, write it to a log file. That is also done. Now let us see how we can ignore it. Py. I save it. Before I do that, how I'm gonna ignore it? I'm gonna just take everything off. Try file. That's it. Okay. It's something is happening. I'm not doing anything. I'm just capturing. I don't want to do anything. I'm just gonna ignore it. But still, I'm gonna ignore it, and then I'm gonna continue running it. Okay. So uh, that is the next point. This is where we'll be ignoring, and then go ahead and whatever the next steps will be going. That's the thing. And then let's now change it based on the error source and custom. Okay. Okay, let's open save as 6.ps1. I'm going to keep this catch as it is. I'm just going to copy and then paste one more catch. And then get hyphen this won't execute. This is the command. It is not going to work. Okay. But what I'm doing is something went wrong. Dollar underscore dot. I'm also printing dollar underscore dot exception. I don't need the that is fine. Let it be. Okay. And let us not confuse this as of now. We are just gonna break it. Okay. Now we are gonna just focus on two things: how to add more catch and how to focus on how to make one thing work for one catch, one error for one catch, and another one for another catch. Let's copy this and then paste it. So I have two catch, and then all I'm doing is, first thing is something went wrong, and I'm printing that, and then I'm breaking it. This is even not required. Okay, break, after break anything will not work, right? That is also fine. Now let us go ahead and first see what is actually going to happen. We are getting one error. Okay, what is error? That is actually really okay. Error 0 will be the last error, and then I'm going to type exception. Mm, remember, I'll show you what is exactly I'm trying to do. Okay, just give me one moment. Okay, HR result. Okay, this is enough. So this is what I'm trying to show you. One is I'm trying to get the don't worry about what is the error. Okay, the one thing I wanted to notice is the type. What is the type of the error? Okay, here it says system.management.automation parse exception. Okay, and here another one is system.management.automation.error record. Okay, so this is what going to help us to change, or going to help us. First, let's see how we are going to approach one by one. Okay, I'm going to get hyphen child. I'm going to do this thing. Okay, so that okay here, and now it is in dollar error get. Okay, preference stop exception. I'm going to just copy this. Okay, and then paste it, and then here I'm going to print, let us say, mm, I need something tangible to try. Okay, try catch. Get hyphen child item.
Sorry guys, I'm taking your time more. Just give me one moment, okay? I'll do a quick research. I'm just trying to give you the exact way to capture that exception, okay, so that you can use it. So just give me a minute. All right. Uh, okay, let's try this one. Here is the one. This is what I was trying to find. Okay, let's say I try a command get hyphen xyz. The the error what we are getting is command not found exception, right? So this is the exception we are gonna use. Okay, here you see this, right? Command not found exception. We are gonna explore it. Okay, now dollar error 0 is the recent error, and I'm gonna type get hyphen instead of if I type get hyphen member, I'll be getting all the objects, right? But that is not gonna be helpful for me. Okay, uh, here this is what I say, right? The system management automation. This is the one we are handling, right? System dot management dot automation dot command not found. This is what I was trying to capture. Okay, so now let's go back here and use it in our command. Okay, let us try this one and save this here. Let's say the same thing, command not
found. And let us try this. Try 6, hit enter. Okay, this is what happening, command not found. Okay, and before that we'll go one by one so that I'll continue from where I left you for a couple of minutes. Okay, first thing, uh, what I did is, first I'll just take this off. Okay, before we add anything, we just copied and pasted. We have a script and then I'm gonna execute it. First thing is, catch block must be the last block. Means if I have a catch and another catch, okay, this will be like a like uh, in this scenario, this catch will be exactly like an else. Okay, means we can have only one else in the if else, right? Similarly, we can have only one catch. So if we wanted to handle more than one error, it should be followed by whatever the exception or whatever the error we are trying to handle. Okay, now why I stopped, because I was trying to get this particular one and I was not able to get exactly what is a error. Okay, so I was doing a research and then I found it in the technet, and then I actually wanted to show you how exactly I'm getting, not from the technet, from the exact error. So what I did is, so first thing is, it should be one catch. Means after catch nothing will be there. It is very similar to else. Okay, and everything else, this is all like else if. Okay, very similar to else if for a particular condition. Okay, this is the condition. Okay, what is happening, this will be capturing and this will be executing. Now I'm executing here, and then this is one command, and something went wrong, right? We'll put it in a background color yellow. Let's see. Okay, so first thing, okay, try is getting executed, and this is what capturing. Okay, and this is the exact one, because this command is not there and we are exactly doing it, and we are actually breaking it, right? Exiting the script. Okay, let me take it and then try again. Okay, okay. Mm, and for this one, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try the same command here. I got an error. Okay, and what is the error? I could see that in error 0, which is the latest error. Okay, it is not found, and all I need to do is pipe it to get hyphen member so that I can know what is the exact one. This is the one we copied. Okay, and
we paste here. Okay, comma this one, and then let's execute it. Unable to find the type. Let me save it to PS1 new one so that we will not get confused. Okay, and save it, and then let's run try 7. Okay, this is getting executed, and then I'm just trying one more thing. Just give me a minute. Okay, let us try. Just trying to give a perfect example. For some reason I'm not able to get it. Okay, this was already covered. Okay, let us try this one. Mm, let me just copy. Okay, we are not going to exact restart the computer, all those things. Let's just paste it, and then they say get content. Okay, we don't need all those things. Get content xyz dot txt. Okay, we save it as try 8.ps1, and then they are giving an exception, and then let's say we'll do something here. Let's write hyphen host error not found, file not found error. Okay, and then the catch error messages is the one, and then we don't need to send anything. We'll just print the error message and the exception item, and let's break. And time, let us add it to the try 8 log.txt. Let us save and then run it. Try 8. Yeah, okay. Cannot find path. Okay, that is what. Okay, first thing. Okay, this is executing. Okay, and first the catch, all these catches, okay, all these catches will be checking whether this error, whatever this error, right, the error is it is just not found, that is error. Okay, but these errors, okay, will be like other conditions. If it is an out of memory, then do this. Okay, and then if it is something else other than all these catch, then we will be actually executing the final one, and that is where it is actually printing these two information. One is
message, and item name is what is the file name, right? What is exactly we are trying to do. This is what we are trying to do, and this is the item name is what is the item exactly the we are having the problem with. And let us just write one more thing. Okay, write host in spite of file not found, we will make this as last captured error. Means it's all, this is all not happened, this is the one captured. And that means it is not out of memory exception, okay, something else we are actually printing it. And we can also print dollar underscore so that we can see the entire this one. Now this is what executing last captured cannot find whatever this dollar, and then we are actually printing what is the error as well as this one. So it might be I'm honestly I actually confused it. Okay, so I'll put it again clearly. Okay, this is what will be happening. Try will be executing, and then we know finally is an optional one. Whether break is there or not, okay, these things will be executing. Okay, so that we already made clear. Okay, that's the second takeaway. Okay, and catch, this is where we actually lost, right? So I mean I lost, the reason is I was trying to find out these things and then trying to give you with more example. Okay, but this is the concept. If we try catch, okay, it will catch all the errors, okay, anything irrespective of anything. And if you wanted to handle one single particular exception, okay, or a particular error, and you wanted to do something with particular that only that one, then you will be actually before the catch you will be doing this. And then let's say uh, where we actually lost is, okay, this as I said, okay, will be raising, okay, one error, right, which is having one exception. Okay, and this one exception will be either handled by this or this. Okay, meaning if this is executed, this will not execute. Okay, and if this is not meeting the condition, this will be taking it. Meaning, now coming back to our thing, okay, let's say this is the one we are trying, right? Okay, and whatever the command, okay, this is gonna get executed. Okay, we are expecting a particular error. Okay, and that is not this one, maybe. Okay, let's say this won't execute is not found error. It is nothing related to preference or exception. Okay, so this will raise one error and one exception, and if that matches to this particular exception, this block will be executed or this block will be executed. In other in other words, if we have even 100 catches, okay, any one of the catch will be executed, not all of them will be executed. Okay, now let's try 7. Okay, try 7.ps1. Okay, since we are this is executing, okay, since this is executing, okay, the reason why I'm putting this is so that we know what is exactly executing. The white background is this one, last one is happening. Okay, now let me try this one. And error, and how do I don't have to remember, right? So error 0 and get hyphen member, and this is what I need to actually, this is the exact error I wanted to handle. So I'm putting it here and save it as 9.ps1. and save it. And here what I'm going to do is command not found, right? Yeah, that is the right command. Let's try 9.ps1. So now this block will be executed and this block will not be executed. So that's the whole thing. Okay. Even though where I actually lost is to find out this one so that I can give you some example where it will be uh, easier. Okay. And I wanted to also give you one more example. Okay. Hope this is clear, right? Okay, now I said we are going to add one more thing, right? Okay, let us say this won't execute, or now let's say get hyphen child item in spite of, okay, xyz dot ps1 or something like this. And before that, I'll just go ahead and execute it, and then I'll capture the same. That's the same thing. Okay, how I'll be capturing this is how the exact exception will be in this one. Okay. How to know the exact exception? First, execute the command in console. Second, execute this one and then copy the type, object type. And that is what you will be using it in catch with the brackets. Now, okay, now we got this one. I'm going to copy this one. Okay. And first thing is I'm going to just, instead of command not found, we are done with this, right? Now we are going to put it here. Okay. And I'm going to make it error action continue. Okay. And save this as try10.ps1. Saved it, and then let us try this. Now cls try 10. Okay. First thing is this is getting executed. Okay. And then this is captured, and error action, I say continue, and it should be continuing, but since we are breaking this, it is actually not continuing. Let us try. Okay, let me change this. All right, this is what exactly I wanted to actually show you. Okay, this sequence, right? This does matter. That is what the whole thing in the last script I wanted to show. Okay, first thing is I'm putting this one. Okay, this won't execute is a command where the exception is related to not found. Okay, that exception I'm not handling it, and this will be executing it once. Okay, and I put error action continue. Okay, let's say okay, continue. Okay, now what is happening is only this portion white is just the catch is executing, and then get child item is not executing. Okay, means if the catch is executed, uh okay, we'll see first thing. Okay, that's a thing, and then you also see get hyphen child item is not getting executed. Okay, there is no break or anything. Okay, and you're also seeing finally is getting executed, but the only thing is only catch is executed and then it is going to the finally. Now what I'm doing is, in spite of this, I'm doing the switching. This is this comes first and error action is continue, okay, and then this, and this is actually handled here, okay. Now let's try 10. Now the result will be different. Child item, this is actually getting executed, okay, and the actual fact is we are not actually handling it here properly, okay, that is not the exact error. And then we are getting means we will be seeing how exact what exactly we need to put here, okay. This is executing, okay, and then this is actually executing, okay, and only this is getting handled and this is not getting handled because we are not using the right exception, okay. So how to find the right exception? The method I just said to you, right? Let's say this one, this is straightforward, okay, I mean straightforward in case if we don't have any other option, okay. uh, and if at all worst case, if we don't know, mostly we will be searching for it. Let's say what is the one we are trying to do, get hyphen child item, what is the error code? Child item PowerShell exception handling, okay. And system dot exception, no, that is okay. Let us try system dot exception and save it as try 11.ps1. uh, Almost all, I mean if you see we are just doing two commands, okay, and I'm having this much of trouble, right? So that is what will, I mean that is what actually makes everyone scare, and then most of the people will be ignoring it. But once you understand the basic underlying concept, that is we have already covered, right? If you understand it, that's more than enough, okay. And then you can explore, I mean all these things, what are this system exception, all those things you don't have to remember, you can just google and then find it out. If you know the concept, that's more than enough. Try 11. All right, okay, now this is getting executed. What is executed? Command not found, because this is the right exception, and this particular is getting handled. And so final and clear thing, okay, I'll take this which one, okay, this is an example, okay. Let's count one by one. First thing is try and catch should be a couple. If you have try, you should definitely have a catch. And if you take this exception, okay, if you have more than one catch without any exception, it will throw an error and you should handle have a particular exception to be handled. This is very similar to else if. That's the second thing. And then third thing is, if none of these exceptions is handled by whatever the custom catch you are using, this catch will be handling anything, any error happens, okay, irrespective of any error. This will be like a, you can say catch all. Actually I mean in other programming language, what is catch. I mean there is something called catch all, okay. Catch all will actually capture everything, whatever, whether it is covered or not, okay, if it is customly covered or not, it will finally capture. And as I said, one error will be raising one exception. Means if this an exception is handled by either this or this, not both of them. Means if this is executed and then this will not execute, and if this executed, I mean if even though we have 100 catch, and if one error has happened, it will be executing only one time and it will go to the next thing, okay. Means if you wanted to have more than one uh, thing, we will be having error action hyphen continue, error action hyphen continue, and that is where we'll be using the error action continue. And finally is an optional one. Optional, you don't have to use it, but mostly we will be using it for, as I said, pending works or doing things. And finally, in this, you cannot use a dollar underscore exception, because if any of this is handled by catch, it will be null, it will be not valid. If you remember, we try to write it to a log file, it will be empty, because when you it comes to finally, all these errors are handled and it all will be made null. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And again, why we need all these things, just to achieve four things. One is to print a custom message that will be useful, and then go ahead and proceed further and ignore it, and then write it to the log file. And custom based, I mean, error source or error action, whatever that, based on that, all these error source or error code, everything will be coming with the if condition, right? If else, so that is all will be coming with a catch. So this catch, how we will be figuring out? Option one is, you'll be using this: execute the command in console, get the member, copy the object type, and paste it in that. Sometimes it will not be the exact command. Okay, so you have to go ahead and find it out. And the point is, you don't have to remember this, and even I don't remember, right? We go and find it in Google. So that's the whole point. So being said that, I took nearly 20 minutes because of all these research stuff, and then I need to put it together clearly, because already this is a kind of scary concept for everyone. And if I leave it without you getting it cleared, at least the basic concept will be all about today. And we'll have all the other things, since it is already late, we'll be handling everything else in Q&A session. Okay, and thanks for your time, guys, and let's rock and roll.